Please help me introduce Mr. Chris Sims to come on up.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Is that loud enough? Good. Like, hello, wake up. Can anybody tell me what the difference is between Lazy Dog and all of those other competitors out there, like Chili's and BJ's and Macaroni Grill and all those places? Can anybody tell me the difference? What do we do differently here?
We're family.
Family, nice. I like that. Thank you, Claire. Servers who actually care about the restaurant. I could not agree with you more.
Our food's better.
Food's better. Good, I like that. Anybody else? I mean, you've kind of hit on all the good stuff, so I'll let you off the hook now. That is what this book's all about. It's basically, clearly telling people, and especially all of the new people that come into our company, it's to teach them what makes us different. Why we are different than all of the big restaurant chains out there that everybody turns into numbers, and it's just not as much of a family as it should be. And so that's why we decided to put this book together. Was when we only had 1, 2, 3 restaurants, as you remember, you saw a whole lot of me, you saw a whole lot of Ro, Gabe. We were always in the restaurants. And when we opened up Thousand Oaks and then Valencia, all of a sudden we weren't in the restaurants nearly as much anymore. I mean, I think I make it here maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. And that's a good thing, because that means you guys are doing a killer job and that I don't need to be here. So, but with Jake and Ro and Jason and Brianna, I mean, the management team here and all of you are doing such a great job that I don't really need to be here as much. But that doesn't mean that we can just let new people come into the company and not fully understand what we're all about. And that's where the Trail Guide comes in. It gives all of the things, all of the ideas and the concepts and the morals of the company to every new person, so that everybody's on the same page, like Roshan just said. So I thought it'd be a good idea today, since all of you pretty much, I mean, hopefully this book wasn't a big surprise to anybody in this room. I mean, I think, for the most part, you probably read it and you're like, well, that's what we do. I mean, it's nothing new. It's just what we do every day. And so I thought it would be good to actually tell the story behind all of this stuff, kind of where it all came from. I know, servers are fantastic at making up stories. I mean, I have heard the most incredible stories about where Lazy Dog came from. One of them, I was climbing Mount Everest with my Lazy Dog, and I was like, are you kidding me? That was kind of a cool story, actually. But so I thought I'd tell a story. So the story started out with my Grandpa AJ. Grandpa AJ was in World War II, got out of World War II, and moved to California. He got into the coffee shop business. Had a bunch of coffee shops up in Hollywood, a couple of really cool ones where like rockers hung out and really good stuff. And he loved making people happy, and that's what he focused on. And every day he went into work and he worked his rear end off making people happy, and that's why he was successful. So my dad graduates from college and he gets into the business. And he partners up with my grandfather, and again with this idea that, hey, making people happy is really what the restaurant business is all about. And they opened up a couple restaurants in LA, and then they opened up their first Mimi's Cafe. They ended up building like 90 Mimi's Cafes. I mean, it was really, really, really cool. The company did exceptionally well, all based on the idea that we've got to make people happy. So meanwhile, I'm like, growing up, and my parents bought a house up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And Jackson Hole is this incredibly special place. Has anybody ever been to Jackson Hole? Nice, there's a lot of people. All right, so it's this incredibly special place. It's, the natural beauty is incredible. I mean, you've got these huge, huge mountains that just, come out of nowhere. It's very laid back. Everybody is very into being outdoors and into nature, and so being up there literally from the time I was 7 years old. We would spend all summer long. And then we'd come back to LA. We'd be in school through the year, and then we'd go right back up to Jackson Hole. And so there are two things that I love about Jackson Hole. Number one is skiing and snowboarding. Anybody ski or snowboard?
Yeah.
Nice. This is so you totally understand that one. Getting up on the slopes, fresh air, cool fresh air. It's like good exercise, but at the same time, it's like it's a real kind of fun, and it's such a great feeling. And as much as I love skiing, I actually like après skiing even better. Does anybody know what après skiing is? Tamara, what's après skiing? Hell yeah. That's the good stuff. So, my favorite après ski bar, and so just so everybody knows, that's the partying after the skiing. Favorite après ski bar up in Jackson Hole is called the Mangy Moose. And the Mangy Moose has been rated probably one of the top après ski bars in the nation, just year after year after year. And it's this awesome place where it's big high ceilings, it's a bunch of wood, there's a huge fireplace in the corner. They always have a band playing in another corner, huge pitchers of beer, big plates of nachos. Like, it is the place to be after a day of skiing. And that's really where the idea of the lodge came from. I mean, this place is kind of a rendition of the Mangy Moose. I wanted to create that environment where people could come in and be relaxed, feel good, feel comfortable, at the same time still have a lot of excitement, a lot of energy in the restaurant. That's why the bar is kind of a big focal point of the restaurant. We've got the exhibition kitchen that adds a bunch of energy. And I wanted people to be able to come in, kind of forget about their their whatever's going on in their life, the ticket they got yesterday, or their crappy boss or whatever it is, and be able to just come in and hang out and relax and be taken care of. And so that's where this lodgy feel came from. Was Jackson Hole is just known for this rustic, comfortable feel, but then that après ski lodge has that energy in it, and I mean, it's so much fun. So the second thing I love about Jackson Hole is their small town hospitality. And did anybody grow up in a small town? So now what is it like? Everybody knows everybody. Yep, one big family. Totally, yeah. You pop a tire, the next person that comes along is going to stop, and they're going to help you change the tire and make sure you're okay. And that is, it's basically any small town. My experience was with Jackson Hole. You get stuck in the snow, the next person that comes along is going to help you out, and it's this sense of community. It's everybody's in it for the same reason. Everybody understands that if we all help each other out, then everyone's going to survive and everyone's going to do well down the road. And so when we started up the Lazy Dog, that was one of the big things that I really wanted to instill in the restaurant, was that when you worked at Lazy Dog, you were part of the family, as Claire said. You're part of the Lazy Dog family. If you have crap going on outside of work, you can come to work and just kind of forget everything and just be part of the community, and we'll all take care of each other. We'll all treat each other well with respect. And so that's where the small town hospitality came from. Was really Jackson Hole. So growing up in Jackson Hole during the summers, I probably had the sweetest job, my first job ever at 14 years old. They actually paid me to sit by a pool and hang out with all the nannies and flip burgers for 10-year-olds. I mean, it felt it was like stealing from them. I had the best tan of my life. I had a date every night. It was so good.